I was in a shallow cave on the beach. The waves were kissing the rough rocks and then retreating, pushing and pulling the shore closer, further, closer, further. I looked down at my feet and saw shells everywhere. So many I had to be careful where I stepped. Every shell I saw was perfectly intact. Pearlescent abalone conches that could make music. Each one had colors I was surprised to find in nature: pink, ultramarine, and turquoise. Suddenly, I was not alone. There was a man on the beach with me, climbing over the sharp rocks towards me. The water crashed against the rocks now, getting closer and closer to me with every wave. The man told me to get out of the cave, off the beach. The tide was rising, he said. He didn't say much more. I put my shell collection in my bag and I worried for them as they clinked together. I would have been more careful if I wasn't afraid of the tide. Ignoring my anxieties about tides and shells, I made my way to my car. At home, I entered the bright room in the back of the house. My sisters were there with my brother and a friend, Allie. They greeted me with smiles and laughter, sparkling eyes, asking to see the shells. I wanted them, I needed them to see the shells, to understand. As though there was something about the world that didn't add up until I had experienced the shells, the beach, the tide. I wanted them to understand that feeling. I could not bear to be alone in it. I opened my bag to show them. All of the shells were gone except for one, my favorite one, in the bottom of the bag, still perfectly preserved. I cradled it in my hands and held it in the light to let them see. My sisters and brother looked at the beautiful shell with empty eyes, sleepy eyes. I knew they didn't see the same thing I saw, but Allie did. Allie looked at that shell like it had a soul and a mouth, and it was singing to her. She needed it, I could feel it. It was a tool that I no longer had use for, but she was going to need it. I gave Allie the shell. She held it like a child or a puppy, and I knew she would never break or lose it.